Assalamu alaikum everyone. My name is Muhammad Afzal, teacher training level 1 student at Rehan School Lahore campus. And today we shall discuss about very important topic. The topic is how to make better decisions and avoid regret. Every day we make decisions, some small, some life changing. The quality of our decisions can greatly influence our happiness, success, relationships, and future opportunities. However, many people struggle with overthinking, fear of failure, and regret after making choices. In this discussion, we will explore practical ways to make better decisions, build confidence in our choices, learn from mistakes, and reduce the chances of regret. Understanding the decision making process can help us live more intentionally and achieve our goals with greater clarity. So we shall discuss with ChatGPT. Hello ChatGPT, are you with me? Are you listening to me? To have an answer of my first question. And my first question is, what is decision making and why it is important in everyday life? My first question from ChatGPT is, what is decision
I'm right here, whether
what is decision making and why it is important in everyday life?
decision making. Decision making is essential. In everyday life, decision making is crucial because it shapes how we make influence health overall well-being. So making thoughtful, informed decisions helps us live the life we want.
Okay, and why do some people find it difficult to make decisions?
Sometimes people struggle with decisions because they fear making the wrong choice or regret later. Others feel overwhelmed by too many options, to be honest.
Okay, and
If you have any more questions or want to explore a specific angle of decision making, I'm here. Just let me know.
what are the common mistakes people make while when making decisions?
Common mistakes include rushing into decisions without enough thought, overthinking and never deciding, relying only on emotions without logic, or ignoring long term consequences for short term comfort. Plus, some people don't seek advice when they should.
And how does fear influence our decision making process?
Fear can paralyze us, root, even if it's not the best. It can also mag
What is the difference between emotional and logical
if you have
decision making?
emotional decision making is driven by feelings in the moment, like excitement, fear, or nostalgia, while logical decision making relies on facts, analysis, and reasoning. Ideally, the best decisions blend both. We consider our feelings, but also weigh the facts.
And how can we gather enough information before making an important decision?
We can gather enough information by doing a few things: research reliable sources, ask people, and reflect on past situations that are similar. The key is balancing thoroughness with a practical timeline.
And why is it important to consider long term consequences instead of short term benefits?
Short term benefits might give us instant gratification, but long term consequences shape our future. If we only chase quick, bigger goals or stability success.
And how can setting clear goals help us make better decisions?
Clear goals act like a compass. When you know what you're aiming for, decisions naturally align with that direction. Instead of feeling lost, you can measure choices against whether they bring you closer to or farther from your goal. It makes the process clearer and reduces second guessing.
What role do values and principles play in decision making? What role?
Align with what you truly believe in, you feel more confident and at peace with your choices. When you make decisions that go against your core values, regret often follows. So, staying true to your principles helps ensure long term satisfaction.
Okay. And why is it important to learn from past decisions, both good and bad?
Valuable experience. Good decisions teach us what works, while missteps teach us what to avoid. Reflecting on both helps us refine our judgment, spot patterns, and make better.
Seeking advice from others improve our decisions.
Seeking advice brings in fresh perspectives, expertise we may lack, and sometimes even helps us see blind spots in our thinking. Others might offer solutions we didn't consider or, or confirm our confidence.
And how do successful people approach difficult decisions?
And pragmatism. They define their goals, weigh pros and cons, gather facts, and importantly, accept that no decision is perfect. They often trust their judgment, but they're also willing to learn from outcomes, making them more resilient decision makers.
What strategies can help us make decisions under pressure?
When under pressure, a few strategies help. First, clarify the most important priorities. What outcome really matters? Second, set a time limit to avoid overthinking. Third, rely on a framework like a quick pros and cons list or asking yourself what aligns with your values. Finally, accept that some uncertainty is normal. Confidence grows when you trust the process, not just the outcome.
Good answer. I love it. And how can we handle uncertainty when the outcome is unknown?
You can control. Gather what information is available, weigh the risks, and accept that no decision is 100% guaranteed. The key is making the best choice with the knowledge you have now. Once decided, commit and be ready to adapt if needed. A bit of uncertainty is just part of life's adventure.
Okay. And how do people experience? Why do people experience regret after making a decision?
People often feel regret when they fixate on what if scenarios, imagining the outcome of a path they didn't take. Regret can also stem from feeling we ignored our values or didn't think things through. But hindsight is always clearer. So being kind to ourselves, learning the lesson, and moving forward is key.
And how can we accept and move forward from a decision that didn't work?
Acceptance begins with self compassion. We remind ourselves that everyone makes imperfect choices. Then we focus on what we can learn. What can this experience teach? Comes from reflection, adaptation.
Okay. And what habits can help us become better decision makers over time?
Building the habit of reflection is key. After each big decision, think about what worked and what didn't. Set clear goals so your choices align with them. Practice making smaller decisions quickly to build confidence. And Don't fear mistakes. Treat them as learning. You'll trust yourself more.
What is the one piece of advice you would give to someone who wants to make better decisions and avoid regret?
I'd say trust yourself, but be willing to learn. Make decisions with your values and long term goals in mind. Gather what information you can. Then commit without obsessing. Know you did your best with what you had.
Thank you, ChatGPT, for your time. It was a valuable discussion. It's a valuable insights from you. ChatGPT. Thank